ago. So, this past weekend was Christmas. Obviously, it's a time where we all can gather together with our family, friends, loved ones. And for me this year, I did a lot of reflecting. I was able to sit back and kind of take in a little more as to what I've created, what I continue to create on a daily basis. And as I was sitting there watching my children open presents and the things that they asked for, I was elated. I was completely just shocked at how I got to this situation because 2 years ago, before I came to this brokerage, the Christmas before I came here, I can actually recall very vividly how I was feeling, what was going on in my life. My business was up and down. It was a roller coaster. I was making the actions optional that I should have been taking in order to get to where I wanted to go. So because I was lacking the action to get to where I needed to go, that particular Christmas, there wasn't a whole lot. There wasn't a lot in my opinion, to celebrate. I wasn't able to buy those things that our kids want, that yes, it's not all about the material things, but I feel like Christmas is that one time a year as parents where you can splurge a little and get your kid that extra expensive gift. And I wasn't in a position to do that because I was sitting there festering, wondering, how did I get here? And it doesn't smack you until you sit there and think about it. It's Christmas Day. 2 years ago, I don't have any clients or people to call, no prospecting. I wasn't doing that anyway, which is why I was sitting there regretting what I did all year, which was nothing. I was lacking action. So that Christmas was actually a tough conversation that I had with my wife. She approached me, hey, with this new year coming up, why don't you maybe consider going looking for a job? Go consider doing something else, because the results of my real estate business were inconsistent. It was as if I was on a roller coaster because the highs were very high. It felt amazing. I was at the top. You close a few deals, you get that big cash injection into your bank account. But for me, the ensuing months ended up being worse. They ended up being times where I was, how did I get here? But what I realized about myself at that time was once I closed a few deals, once those escrows and that cash deposit came into my account, it was as if that relief that AZ was discussing yesterday came over me. Okay, I made it. I'm good. I can take care of the bills. I feel good. Instead of pushing the envelope, instead of keep going, what I did to get there, what I did to get to that position that helped me put that cash injection into my bank account is what I need to keep doing. Otherwise, this is going to continue to be a pattern, and it had been. So as I was sitting there this Christmas reflecting in a completely different scenario, I was very grateful. I feel very fortunate, but there is still this little